turned and teased the match with his cousin, Roman Reigns, aka the Tribal Chief, aka the head of the table. This got people worried, wondering about the state of Cody Rhodes and his WrestleMania 40 rematch against the Tribal Chief. However, reports came out letting us know that we don't need to worry because the plan is still for Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns to wrestle at WrestleMania 40 while having Roman Reigns and The Rock dream match happen at Elimination Chamber in Australia the month before. You see, this PLE is going to be in a stadium that can hold 70,000 people. I'm sure all of you know that by now. This is what made it seem like a good idea initially because we would get this long-awaited dream match. Elimination Chamber could get their big-time match to sell out the show, and then Cody can pick up his win a month later in Philly at WrestleMania to complete his story. It sounds like a win-win for everyone. It sounds like a good idea in theory. However, there's one thing that makes this a bad idea. It might even make it a terrible idea, and that is that the event starts at 5:30 p.m. in Perth, Australia. This means it would be 6:30 in the morning in the East Coast, and it would be 3:30 in the morning in the West Coast. To me, booking one of the biggest matches ever at that time is a horrible decision. You cannot have The Rock show up for one of the biggest fights of all time in professional wrestling, only to have a majority of your audience be asleep. In my opinion, I cannot see WWE making this mistake. It would be a great mistake. It would be very unwise. It just doesn't make sense. So let's talk about some options we do have. The first option is the not so wise option, which would be to just book the match between Dwayne and Roman at Elimination Chamber. Let's quickly put this option to rest because it's just not a good idea. Like I said, the whole purpose of this video is letting you guys know that this is not a great idea. The second option is actually to book Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns for the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view instead. With a huge crowd of 70,000 people, Cody Rhodes could finish his story and become the WWE Champion prior to WrestleMania. And then if you really want, you could put Cody and maybe Randy Orton or Drew McIntyre. I don't know. I'm just throwing out names out there that would make for a great WWE Championship match. Triple H could even book The Rock to help out Cody at Elimination Chamber. And what I mean by booking him to help him win the belt is I just mean by hitting a rock bottom on Solo Sikoa so Solo doesn't screw Cody Rhodes yet again. This would then piss off Roman Reigns to set up a WrestleMania match with his cousin. This isn't a bad idea, but I don't think it's that great of an idea just because it would make Cody's moment now feel less important. That's the problem with the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view. You got to realize that having a big-time match at that show will make that match not feel as important as the WrestleMania match. I don't hate this idea, but I think we could find a better solution, and a better solution could be booking Roman Reigns for 2 WrestleMania main events. Roman Reigns could defeat The Rock in the first night of WrestleMania, and then he could go on to defend his title on the second night against Cody Rhodes. I think this would have been a perfect idea, but then again, we just got Phil Brooks, who came back to WWE to have CM Punk return only to have Dwayne Johnson take his main event spot again a decade later for the second time in his lifetime. Would be criminal. It would be a bad idea. I just can't have WWE do that to CM Punk. It would really give me some PTSD. Some fans, but it could be a nice solution to this problem. Roman Reigns and The Rock could battle it out on the second night in the main event of WrestleMania 40 for the Undisputed Championship, and then on the first night of WrestleMania in that main event, you could feature a triple threat match with CM Punk, Seth Rollins, and Cody Rhodes. As we know, Rollins and Rhodes have the history. WWE can easily throw Cody Rhodes into this match, but then again, that is the main problem. It would feel like WWE is just throwing Cody into this match because they gave up on his original plan. Again, I don't love this idea, but it's not terrible. It's okay. The last option is an interesting thing I thought of, and it's that WWE could simply run back the WrestleMania 27 game plan all over again. It could be Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns in the main event of WrestleMania 40, with The Rock stopping Solo Sikoa from causing some nonsense. This could give Cody Rhodes his big victory, standing tall over Roman Reigns, with The Rock to close out the show. And then on the next night on Raw, you could have Roman Reigns come out, challenge Dwayne to the next year's main event of WrestleMania 41, and there you go. WWE could build up this feud for the next year, the same way they did with The Rock and John Cena in 2012. This is Booker T and his 2 cents on the situation.
You know, it's got a buzz. Everybody talking about it. I think that's motive operandi. What is operandi? I think that's what that is more than anything. For me, you don't want to let that thing simmer too long, because, The Rock, come on. How many times? Father time waits for no man. That's just the way it is. So for The Rock to get it done, this would be a great time for it. You know what I mean? For Roman as well. Roman's in his prime at the height of his title reign. It's not going to get any higher than this. So if it is that time to pull the trigger.
He was also asked about how this impacts Cody Rhodes and his WrestleMania moment, and this was Booker T's response to that.
I don't know what's going to happen with Cody, but I do know if The Rock is, got some time off, and this may be a window. Business is fluid. Sometimes the card is subject to change. So that's, I'm just saying.
And the last thing he said about the dream match between The Rock and Roman Reigns is this.
I don't know how many other guys going to come out of that curtain and get that pop like that, and the fans do what they did. That's just, it's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer.
I don't know if this entire dilemma is easily a no-brainer, but I will say The Rock and Roman Reigns is definitely the biggest match that WWE can book right now. And I don't think it can happen at 4:30 in the morning at Elimination Chamber. I hate that this has to happen now, honestly. It just makes you wish that The Rock showed up for WrestleMania 39 and did the match, or Cody Rhodes just simply should have won the belt back then. Looking back, that was the time to do it, guys. You could have easily had Roman Reigns and The Rock this year wrestle in the main event without a belt. Cody Rhodes would have been champion. Who knows if he still would have been champion, but at least the belt would be off for Roman Reigns, and Cody would have gotten his moment. Anyways, the WWE is clearly in quite the predicament. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. Should it be Cody or Rocky for the WrestleMania main event?